Hello, welcome to another video. Today we are playing on a old Minecraft version, Minecraft, Minecraft version, from February 23rd, 2010. It's an Indev version, which Indev means in development. Uh, this is a phase after Classic slash Survival Test, but it's before InfDev, which means Infinite Development. It's before alpha, beta, and full release. Compared to the alpha and beta, Indev feels like a weird alternate branch of Minecraft. Survival exists, crafting exists, mobs exist, armor, furnaces, food, but the world is still finite. It's not as infinite. It's also customizable, and it's almost level-like in a way, instead of being the endless Minecraft world that we usually think of. Um, the specific version I'm on is called Indev 20 201.00223, which I think that's the date format. So I think the 23 is okay. So the 223 is February 23rd, and then the 2010 is obviously 2010. So uh, 2010 2010 02 February 23 23rd. That's usually how they named them. It's actually very similar to the way they're doing version conventions now. They're gonna do it like by the year, I believe. So 26.1.2 is the one we're at right now because it's 2026. Anyways, enough talking. 2 minutes in already. I'll just talk about Indev as I play. So let's go and generate a new level. So here we are. Immediately, you can see what's different between this and modern Minecraft. You can actually do a lot more with customization. I wouldn't say a lot more, but like you can do things differently. So you can set like floating island, or flat. This is like super flat before super flat, which is really cool. Inland. Um, so this uh, between this and island is just literally an island in the ocean, infinite ocean. This is just like a small section of like a flat map. So instead of water, you're surrounded by land, but you can't explore it because there's like a border. So I'll just do island. You can change it from square to long to deep, or square again. That's like a shape. Size, you could be huge, small, or just normal. I'll keep it at normal. Theme is really interesting. So normal is obviously like the overworld, uh, oak trees, grass, sand, stuff like that. Hell is basically the nether. It's like your world is kind of dead. Instead of water, it's lava. Instead of normal grass, there's like dirt and stuff. And there's like very little mobs that spawn in. Oh yeah, and hostile mobs can spawn during the day on this one, so that's pretty cool. Paradise is the opposite, really. It's like the overworld, but more habitable. So crops will grow faster. There will be less hostile mobs. In fact, I don't think any spawn at all at night. They only spawn in like the caves. And you have way more mobs, and it's way more like populated. Woods is just like it's basically the overworld, but it's just one giant forest. Think of like the roofed forests you find in modern Minecraft. It's basically that, and obviously normal. So I'll just do. I guess I'll keep it like this, and I'll make like a future episode that showcases like other stuff. Alright, here we go. And we are here. First, I'm gonna make sure, because I don't want anything too extreme, or else OBS is gonna freak out on me. Looks good. Alright, here we are. Now this is very bare bones. You always start with like a house in Indev, which is something I like. You don't have to worry about like gathering materials to build one. You just need like, you could build one here. So yeah, let's play the game. So it's basically like alpha Minecraft in a way. If you watched my video on like me playing gameplay on the alpha version 1.0.15 without commentary. It's basically like that. It's just very primitive though. So you don't have things like beds. That doesn't come until beta. You also don't have creative mode, obviously. You don't even have hunger. I don't even think you have doors. I don't think doors exist in this version yet. I might be wrong though, I'll find out in a second. If I try to craft one for that house over there. Also, let's do it like that. It's not too bad on my computer. So I'm just gonna go in here. And my apologies if the music is loud. There's no volume setting. Like, I could turn the music off, but I kinda like it on. Okay, see if doors exist. Probably not. In fact, I know they don't. So, you don't get doors. We just gotta cover that up at night. And look at the clouds. There's no 3D clouds. It's all flat clouds and stuff. And this is our island here. It's kind of small. I mean, I did set it to normal. Even if you set it to huge, it's still kind of small. There's sheep and stuff. Also, weird thing is the music kind of just fades when you leave. Not sure why it does that. Wool is useless, obviously. No beds. You can kind of just build here. That's all you can really do. You build. At least saplings exist, so you can grow trees. There we are. I know ores exist, like coal and stuff. Because I have a separate world that has like, yeah. Speaking of, right there, I have like a separate world and everything. There's like caves too. It's a lot. This is the last version of Indev, by the way, before they switched to Indev. Indev is kind of like this, except world generation's actually more like it is now. It's infinite. That's also when the far lands become the thing. So I'm gonna go back to the house because I need tools. And look, there's roses. Instead of the dreaded poppy that we have now, there's roses. Okay. Let's see what we can do. I'll get stone tools actually. I'd rather have that. I don't need to go too far. I don't think, yeah. We can go right here. There's interesting tree generation. I've already played quite a bit of Indev. In fact, I'd have to say it's actually my favorite kind of version of old Minecraft. Simply because it's so simple. There's not a lot to do, but I think that's part of what makes it special. Because you find what you want to do in it. You can build too. I think that's like the big thing about this. It's all just building and stuff. And I love to build in this game. Alright. Got ourselves some coal over here. A lot of coal. Even more coal. I might actually show it, make a new world and show you a couple other themes. I know I said that I will do that in like a separate video, but I kind of just want to try to do it in this video, so you don't have to have like a series of videos. I like doing everything in one video, because it just feels easier to do, you know, especially because of time and stuff. Now, one thing I will say, if you want to play Indev or Alpha yourself, especially like early versions of Alpha or Indev, music just disappeared. That's creepy. Oh, well now it's back. Anyways, like I was saying, you will have to be aware that when you get like a jar file off the internet, sometimes it won't. In fact, I think it never does. It won't come with its own sound files. You're gonna have to download like something called Legacy Fix 2, 2.0. That's what I did. I install it on Prism Launcher and I do like add as an agent, and you add it and it automatically adds like the correct sounds for the version you're on. So there's always been sound in Minecraft, even as far back as the survival test 0.24, which I will show that version in a later video. Uh, there's always been sound. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. You'll have to set up your own sound fixes and stuff like that if you want sound like there is here. Okay. Now let's make stone tools. So, real quick, before I do go out there, for one, I'm gonna make sure it's not... Okay, nighttime is coming soon, so I'm just gonna sit right... I'm gonna sit right here, and I'm gonna talk a bit about Indev. So, one of the big things about Indev, especially the version I'm currently on, is that it added paintings. Now paintings are, you know, paintings from modern Minecraft. They're basically the same as they were here. There are 20 of them, and you had, I think the crafting for them is like the same as it is now, maybe similar. The art in the paintings have been made by somebody called Christopher Zetterstrand. I believe he's like German or something. But anyway, there's almost 20 paintings in this game according to Notch, but there's actually like 19. But yeah, this version also changed some survival fundamentals. So whereas in survival tests, where if you chop down like a tree, see, let me show you real quick. You chop down a tree in survival test, it gives you oak planks. But as you saw earlier, if I chop one down, it actually gives me the log. So this is basically when logs were added. They were added in like Indev and stuff. So that's pretty neat, I guess. Indev also added a lot of things too, like the crafting table, you know, full inventory. So this was a thing, and even like armor slots. So yeah, Indev is really like the underdog of Minecraft versions because it added so much survival mechanics that still exist to this day. In fact, most of it has never even changed. Like this UI is just the same. It's always been the same, really. With the exception of the recipe book that gets added on like way later. So bread also became cheaper. So using one row of 3 wheat instead of larger recipe, you can just make one bread. Cobblestone can now also be smelted back into smooth stone. That was the thing that was added in this version. Water performance was improved. So if you ever played like versions before Indev, water would typically not like, it would impact your performance quite a bit, but Indev kind of fixed it. Armor could also no longer be stacked, which is kind of weird, provided I think you could still do that. You can kind of stack them now. I don't remember if you can. I don't really play modern Minecraft too much, but it's just one of those tiny little things that make the game feel less like an experiment, more like an actual survival game, at least in my mind. And like I said, like I showed you earlier, the world creation is really cool. So instead of like modern biomes and an endless map, this has like map settings. You know, you can do like island, floating, flat, inland, stuff like that. And the sizes of them are small, normal, and huge. With I think this huge square being 512 by 512 by 64 blocks. Huge deep being 256, 256, 256. Basically one giant cube. Also it's night now. I might go out and like fight some mobs. So yeah, and themes, you can think of them as like proto-biomes or alternate dimensions before Minecraft had proper biomes. So that was pretty neat. Basically, you can make survival Minecraft in this game feel like, you know, skyblock-ish floating islands, peaceful paradise world, or maybe like even like a pre-Nether survival challenge before Nether survival was even a thing. It was also notable because there was no like servers, so it's just basically a single-player survival building experience. And yeah, it's pretty cool, I would think. Anyways, that's mostly what I know about oh my god. Oh, there's a creeper right there. I need a sword right now. I had no idea He was just gonna pop out like that. Yeah, get out of here, buddy. Anyways, I could also just make torches too. I also will show you my other world that I play on. It's like my main one on this version. So that ought to do it. Also, creepers don't really have their own sounds. They have the same sounds we do. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna prepare myself. There could be more creepy squirrelies out here. Make sure this area is well lit, so if anything comes, I'll see it. I thought that was a monster. Alright. So the area is well lit now. Oh my god, that made me jump in real life. Oh yeah, skeletons have like really shit aim. But you can also kind of just dodge them way easy. Like buddy, I'm standing completely still. Hands off keyboard, hands off mouse, and he's not even hitting me. Like, that is the only one that actually hit me. That's how bad skeletons were. And like, they severely, like, they were very nerfed, from what I heard from like earlier, like, survival test versions. But they like really made them buff in the later versions. They don't even strafe either. Alright, I'm probably gonna die, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, I don't have any food either, so that's a problem. I guess the benefit is when I die, I'll just respawn in here. So I might just let him kill me. Okay. I'll also do it like this, so I have easy access outside. I do need more, I don't even have stone. I was gonna make like an axe. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't. Alright. I'm probably just gonna lose my stuff too, oh, just in case I do. I don't want to have to go back out there. Okay. So this version is it's so old that Minecraft was less than 1 year old. It wasn't even a year old when this version released. So, because it was released, the Minecraft was made in May 2009. This version was February 23rd, 2010. So that's not even, that's like 11 months. Not even May 11 months. That's like 9 months or something. Alright, come on. Take it. Thank you. Also, if you die, you have to generate a new level. So there goes that. That means we can actually do what I said I will do earlier, which is themes and stuff. So I'll show you like the hell theme. That's pretty cool. Floating, maybe flat, inland. I'm just gonna do island, and I'll do like long, deep. I guess I'll do long and huge. Yeah, that'll work. It's gonna look very cool in a second. And here we are. And already you can see some of the lava far off in the distance. So this version's pretty, this theme here is pretty cool. It makes the entire sky red. All the clouds, everything's red. And remember, there's like hardly any passive mobs, so you'll hardly see, you'll see any pigs. You won't see any sheep, really. You'll see a lot of like monsters, though. Eventually they'll spawn in. Look at the lava. That's crazy. Oh yeah. As you probably saw earlier, when you die, there's no respawning. You kind of just, if you die, you can lose your world. So the best way to not lose your world is like save it as like a file or something. Because I wouldn't really trust the in-game save system. From what I heard, Indev can like, it was like pre-alpha. I mean, so it can like corrupt your worlds and stuff. So I would save it as like a MC, like a .mc level file that you can easily open. whenever you pop in the game. So if you do die, you can just like, reload it before you died, and there you go. You won't lose your world. So think of it as like hardcore before hardcore. I mean, that could be one way to think of it. There's a spider nearby. Yeah. It can be kind of creepy too. There's creepers. There's one creeper at least. I guess I'll show you like the old explosion sound. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. That'll be like going out with a bang. Hey, stupid. Oh. I guess the sound fix didn't really change it. That's fine, I guess. Also, I'm only on one heart, really. And yeah, I didn't say they won't spawn. You'll just rarely see them. You'll only see them when there's like grassy areas. Most of it's just dirt. It's extremely dark out too. I'm gonna go in that cave that I saw like over there. Okay. If I can even get to it without dying to fall damage. Okay, I should be able to get to it. This is long before sneaking existed, so yeah, I kind of gotta be careful. Look at this cave. Oh, it's not even a cave. It just leads down here. Well, how boring is that? You know. Alright, I'm going to show you the next world theme, which is Paradise. Paradise is really fun. I'm going to make it huge. I'm just going to keep everything else the same, though. It shouldn't look too much different from the normal theme, but you'll see like small differences here and there. Yeah, not too much different. Also, I'm sorry if it sounds weird. I'm eating while I'm doing this. I'm having cocktail weenies with barbecue, if you're wondering. So, yeah, it's not too much different, but there is definitely more like flowers and stuff you'll see. I guess that's like a way of it telling you that you can grow crops faster. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's more like pigs and stuff too, more mobs that spawn in. Look at that. Whole herd of sheep, pig. Look at that. Look at all the mobs. Look at that. See? They do spawn a lot more here. How cool is that? So yeah, the next video, next version, I should say, I'll probably show you, will be like one of the survival test versions. I'm debating on which one I want to show you guys, because they're all different in some kind of way. I might do survival test 0.24, or I just might do like 0.27. That's like the last survival test version. There was only like 4, like 4 or 5. One of them is lost though. I think it's 0.26. I'm probably wrong, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't even like see if I could access it on the internet. So yeah. And I'll show you like I'm gonna show you like almost every version, try to at least, from different eras of Minecraft. Let me see if I can give you any more fun facts about this version. I know one thing. This is the version that trying to see if I could find anything. Yeah, this version would only exist for about a few days. I don't even think it was like a week. A week later, Indev begins development, and yeah, this version basically just kind of disappears for a while. But luckily, people archive it. That's the thing with these old versions. They don't get archived because they either are only available for download for like not even a few minutes, or they're just so obscure. Like I know I think it's Alpha 1.0.1. That one was the update that added in redstone dust and redstone stuff, but there is no archive of it anywhere that we know of, at least. So it's considered lost, meaning you can't really play it today. But yeah, a lot of versions seem to have suffered that fate, especially quite a bit of the classic and alpha versions of the game. Even the very first version, like first ever version of Minecraft is lost. Um, that's when it was like cave game or something. So, anyways, now to show you I think that might, yeah, show you this version, this new theme. Alright. Almost there. Just a bit longer loading. Probably because of all the trees. There we are. Look at all them trees. Also, it's always like overcast. So, from what I know, mushrooms grow here. So that's pretty cool. There's red mushrooms. I'm not sure about brown mushrooms. I don't think those exist yet. But I know red mushrooms definitely. I mean, they're over there. Yeah. This is if like you want like to build big, like. Oh no, they do exist. They're over there. If you want to build like big, like wooded creations and stuff, wooded builds, stuff like that, and then you come here. There's like a lot of like trees. Like look at that. As far as the eye can see, there's a lot of trees. So, and keep in mind the huge world preset is 512 blocks by 512. So from the center, if you go like over here, like one end to the other is about 1,024 blocks. That is big, you know. At least by old Minecraft standards, because he didn't have sprint yet. Sprinting didn't exist until like I want to say it was release or something. The first release version. So it's just crazy to think about how much development happened between like the first version of Minecraft to full release. Like in the span of 3 years of Notch first making the first ever version of Minecraft, you know, the game gets like very major popular and there's like a big release that happens in like November of 2011. It's just crazy to think about. Anyways, yeah. Also, music doesn't really play as often, from what I've heard. As you heard earlier, it only plays in like, it seems to play in localized parts of your world. So you saw how when I moved away from the house, Indev house, like, in the earlier world I made, it kind of just faded away. And then it fades in as soon as I start walking towards the house again. So it's just kind of weird, but I'm guessing that's, like, music didn't really exist, too long before this. So, he's still trying to work everything out. And look at that, I finally made it to, like, the edge of, this island here. Hey, look, it's just infinite ocean, but you can't go past a certain point. Because if you do, it's just, there's like a border. You can't go past it. And I think that's actually all the themes I have to show you. And that's probably it for this video. So I'm going to end it off by generating a new level. I'm going to end it off by doing just like a small floating island world. Look at that. It loaded very quick. It's small, it's tiny. Look at that. We're on a tiny island that's floating high above the sky. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then hey, thank you. I like making these, because it teaches people like old Minecraft versions and stuff. And also freaking sand kind of just disappears. It doesn't fall. There's no falling animation. But yeah, I enjoy making these. If you want to see more of this stuff, then just stick around, you know. I'll make more Minecraft videos and whatnot. I tend to make just different things on my channel. Yeah. Till next time, stay safe out there. Crazy world we're in. And yeah. Bye.